If a deep-sea crew suddenly tells you to shut off every light on the vessel, you do it immediately, because there are places in the ocean where experienced crews stop acting like scientists and start acting afraid. Welcome to Tales Beyond the Flame. In 2014, a privately funded deep-sea exploration team conducted a month-long survey operation in a remote section of the Indian Ocean. Officially, the mission focused on mapping unexplored terrain nearly 7 kilometers below sea level. The location itself was deliberately isolated. No commercial shipping lanes nearby, no fishing traffic, nothing but open water in every direction. The vessel carried a small crew of specialists, marine geologists, engineers, camera operators, and submersible technicians. Most of them had years of experience working in extreme ocean environments, which is why what happened during the expedition still unsettles the few crew members willing to discuss it. For the first 2 weeks, the operation was completely routine. Deploy the remotely operated vehicle, map sections of the seabed, retrieve geological samples, repeat. The ocean floor in that region was mostly barren, endless fields of dark sediment broken by jagged rock formations and deep trenches where the cameras struggled to penetrate more than a few meters into the darkness. Then, the vehicle captured something strange. At first, the camera operator thought it was a technical issue. A shape appeared near the edge of the feed for less than 2 seconds before vanishing into black water. It didn't resemble a fish or debris. It looked large, far larger than anything expected at that depth. The footage was reviewed repeatedly that night, but the image quality was too distorted to identify anything clearly. Some crew members dismissed it immediately. Others weren't so sure, because the object appeared to move against the current. The following night, the vehicle descended again. At approximately 6,800 meters, sonar began returning inconsistent readings. Something massive was moving below the submersible. At first, the crew assumed the sonar was bouncing off terrain. That wasn't unusual at those depths, but the readings kept changing position, tracking beneath them. The operator rotated the camera downward. Nothing visible, just darkness. Then the lights caught something reflecting far below. 2 pale shapes, perfectly still, watching the vehicle from underneath. The room on board, the ship went silent. One technician initially laughed nervously and suggested they were seeing rock formations reflecting light back toward the camera. Then the shapes moved, not quickly, slowly separating apart, like eyes adjusting position. The pilot immediately began raising the vehicle. That's when the sonar alarm triggered. Something underneath them was ascending too. Faster than the submersible. The feed became unstable as the vehicle climbed. Sediment exploded upward through the water below like something enormous had displaced the ocean floor itself. Then the camera feed cut to static for 3 full seconds. When the image returned, every person in the control room froze, because something was directly in front of the camera, close enough to block most of the lights. The shape didn't resemble any known marine animal. Its surface looked pale and uneven, almost like exposed skin stretched over moving structures beneath it. And near the center of the frame, an opening slowly expanded, not sideways, vertically, like something unfolding. The pilot immediately ordered maximum ascent speed. The vehicle began climbing hard toward the surface, but whatever was below them kept pace effortlessly. The sonar operator later admitted he almost shut the system off entirely because the readings stopped making sense. The object beneath the submersible wasn't maintaining a stable shape. Its dimensions kept changing, sometimes massive, sometimes impossibly narrow, as though the sonar couldn't properly define it. Inside the control room, nobody spoke. The only sound was the alarm pulsing quietly in the background while the camera feed shook from the speed of ascent. Then the lights hit it again, this time closer. A section of the thing drifted partially into view beside the vehicle. Pale, smooth in some places, jagged in others, and covered in long movements beneath the surface that looked disturbingly similar to muscles contracting under skin. The opening near its center widened further. Several crew members later described the same feeling at that moment. Not panic, recognition. Like their brains were trying to identify something they were never supposed to see. Then the feed cut out completely. For 11 seconds, there was nothing but static. The control room began shouting over each other. Some believed the tether had snapped. Others thought the vehicle had collided with terrain. Then the video returned. The submersible was spinning violently, and something enormous was rising beneath it through the darkness. Not swimming, ascending, like it had been waiting below them the entire time. The pilot kept pulling the vehicle upward until it finally breached the surface nearly 40 minutes later. The crew dragged it back on board immediately. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't, because the damage inspection found deep pressure markings along the vehicle's outer shell. Not scratches, not impact dents, parallel indentations, as if something had wrapped around the submersible while it was underwater. The footage from the dive was copied and reviewed repeatedly over the following days. Officially, the expedition report blamed sonar distortion and visual anomalies caused by equipment malfunction. Unofficially, several crew members refused to participate in further deep-sea operations afterward. One technician reportedly resigned before the ship even returned to port. But the strangest part came weeks later. A marine analyst reviewing archived footage noticed something nobody on board had seen during the live feed. During the final moments before the ascent began, the camera briefly angled downward beneath the vehicle. For less than a second, the lights illuminated the darkness below. And far beneath the submersible, far deeper than the ocean floor should have allowed, there appeared to be more shapes. Multiple, motionless, positioned vertically in the water, as if they had been looking upward the entire time. The footage was never publicly released. Some crew members claim it was classified under private ownership agreements. Others believe the company destroyed it entirely. But years later, fragments of the incident still circulate online among deep-sea researchers and former offshore workers. And according to one anonymous crew member, there was a reason the captain ordered every external light on the ship turned off for the remainder of the expedition. Because after the vehicle surfaced, something large continued appearing on sonar beneath the vessel at night, matching their speed for 3 consecutive days. And whatever it was, never once surfaced.